Before the season even started, people had such high expectations for the Dallas Mavericks, and a lot of them were warranted. Luka came off of one of the greatest sophomore seasons in the history of the league, and Kristaps Porzingis played great in the playoffs. He was injured for half of those games, and if he was healthy, many people thought that they had a good chance of beating the title favorite Clippers. When Kristaps first got to Dallas, we had expectations for them to be an amazing duo sooner rather than later. While they have been looking good when they are on the court together, they aren't always playing together. Kristaps Porzingis is constantly out with an injury, and as they say, the best ability is availability, and Kristaps Porzingis has failed to bring that to the table on a consistent basis. So in 2015, Kristaps Porzingis was taken with the 4th overall pick in the draft by the New York Knicks. He was a great player, putting up 18, 7, and 1, shooting the ball at a decent rate. But even just 6 years ago, unicorns in the NBA were more rare. And when I said he shot the ball at a decent rate, that didn't include his position and his size. He was shooting the ball just above league average while standing at 7'3". He was amazing at stretching the floor and was one of the best shooting big men in the league. And for his size, he was very fast too, which helped him defensively a lot. Again, he was 7'3", but his wingspan was 7 feet 6 inches. That helped him be an elite shot blocker and was just a great overall defender. And he was a very promising young player that was getting better and better every year. But there's only one concern: his health. He never made it to the playoffs, so if he was perfectly healthy, he would play 82 games this season and 246 games in the 3 seasons that he spent with the Knicks. In his rookie year, he played 72 total games, and that's not too bad at all. But as time went on, he played less and less games. In 2017, he played only 66 games, and in his last season playing in New York, he only played 48 games. And notice how I said his last season playing in New York? That's because the year after that, he was still on the team, but he didn't play a single minute due to an ACL injury. In the 2019 offseason, Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., Trey Burke, and Courtney Lee were traded to the Mavericks for Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, and a 2021 first-round pick, as well as a 2023 first-round pick. At the time, this was a huge gamble for the Mavericks because they didn't know what version of Kristaps Porzingis they would get. Luka Doncic has just won the Rookie of the Year award and showed flashes of the potential to play at the level that he is showing today. We could tell that he was special and too important to lose, so they paired him up with another star in Kristaps Porzingis. Not only did Luka have superstar potential, but Kristaps Porzingis also had the potential to do that, and if not, it's the level right below that. Automatically, you have one of the better duos in the league and one of the best young duos. Now, the Mavericks can compete while still developing the young players into what we know they can become. I would make that deal every day of the week. And in his first season with the Mavericks, he only played 57 games and wasn't even fully healthy in the playoffs. The Mavericks only played 6 games last postseason, and Porzingis couldn't even stay healthy for all that. He had to miss half of those games, and you can even make the argument that if Kristaps was healthy, that they would win against the Clippers in an upset victory. It would be too crazy to say, and if they won, Luka and the whole team could get more playoff experience together and really show the league what they're capable of doing. But that wasn't the case. Now it's the beginning of the 2020 season. After showing flashes of what the Mavericks could have been last season, people held them to high expectations. Now it seems crazy to say, but at the beginning of this season, Luka Doncic was the favorite to win MVP. And in order to win, you need to have one of the highest standings in your conference, let alone the league, besides some outliers. If you ask 10 NBA fans coming into the season, who do you think would win MVP? I want to say somewhere around 7 to 8 people would say Luka Doncic. But as great as he is, he can't do it alone, especially in the tough Western Conference. He needed a sidekick, and Kristaps Porzingis was supposed to be just that. But we know that didn't happen. Just before the season started, he got injured and wasn't able to help the Mavericks. I'm not sure exactly, but he was out for at least 2 months to start the season, and that really hurt the team, especially because the season is shortened with only 72 games in the regular season. For the first few months, the Dallas Mavericks weren't even on pace to make the playoffs. And that's gonna hurt the Mavericks in the postseason because they would have to go up against some of the best teams in the West, like the Utah Jazz with the best record in the league, or the 2 LA teams. They're massively underachieving, or at least to their expectations coming into the league. Was their expectations totally fair? Not really, but they showed the potential that they could perform at that, and Kristaps Porzingis hasn't held up to his end of the bargain. When I'm watching him play this season, I feel like he's constantly playing through injury. Do you know what will really hurt this team, especially with an injury-prone star? A schedule tied for the second most back-to-back games in the second half of the season. And some people might say, let him get healthy first, and then we can play him. He's injury-prone, so even if he's fully healthy, he'll just get injured again. That's what his history says. And when he is absent, Luka Doncic is left all by himself with a subpar roster. And when he is healthy, he looks great. But even when he is healthy, is he really the second option Dallas needs to win a championship? Because that's what everyone wants in the league, to win a championship. And we know that stars get there. And there are only a few outliers, like the Mavericks in 2011 and the Pistons in 2004. But times are changing. Players like Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Dirk Nowitzki are getting more and more rare. Now, superstars are pairing up to win championships. And not am I only worried that the Mavericks might not win a championship, but if they aren't winning, why would Luka stay? And not only is Kristaps Porzingis not enough, but they don't have a whole lot of money to get another star to the caliber they need. And guess who's using up a lot of that money? You guessed it, Kristaps Porzingis. He is on a 5-year, $158 million contract, and he's always missing games due to injury. He's making more than $31 million every single season, and the trade that got him to Dallas gave up a bunch of assets. The Mavericks gave away 3 okay players and 2 first-round draft picks, and one of those picks turned to be Immanuel Quickley. If they trade for another star, they 1. Won't have enough money for a good enough one, or 2. Don't have the assets for it. The only option is to put Kristaps Porzingis in a deal, hoping the other team on the receiving end truly believes in Kristaps Porzingis. And I definitely don't hate Kristaps Porzingis, and I really didn't want to sound like it, but I have to be 100% honest in what I say. I don't believe Kristaps Porzingis is the right fit for Dallas. When healthy, he's a great player, and is really fun to watch a guy that's literally 7'3" dominate from all 3 levels on offense. But I don't believe that the Mavericks will ever win a championship with Kristaps Porzingis being the second option. But before you go, I want to show you a list of all of his injuries, and just keep in mind, he's only 25 years old. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe for future basketball content, and thank you for watching.